Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoop, back with the Pokemon Battle Federation Conference Finals of Season 5. And we're facing off against the Gainesville Gallades, who we've faced twice this season already. We won our first match 2-0. We lost our rematch 0-2. And we're going to get a rubber match here in the conference finals, and the winner goes to the finals. So, pretty hype about that. Gainesville has the exact same team as he had last time. Z-Captain Mew, Mega Altaria, Tentacruel, Meloetta, Gorgas, Talonflame, Klefki, Piloswine, and Terrakion. And as always, our team has been the same all season. We have Z-Captain Tapu Bulu, Suicune, Mega Charizard X, Crobat, Fortress, Medicham, Acelgor, Stunfisk, and Smeargle, as well as last but not least Frostlass. So pretty cool squad we got here, and it's been very very nice throughout the season. Yeah, let's just talk about the prep and get into the battle, I suppose. We bring a very, very similar team to the one we brought in our second matchup. We bring, instead of a Swords Dance Tapu Bulu with 3 attacks, we bring a substitute bulk up 2 attack Tapu Bulu with, like I said, substitute bulk up with the Horn Leech and the Smart Strike. See, I figured if I was a bulk up set, I don't really need anything for the Gorgast, as I can just continuously bulk up on it, and eventually Horn Leech is going to do enough, and I'm going to win that 1v1. I do have Hazard Stack this week, as well as lots of ways to revenge kill and check a Gorgas. So if Gorgas is my problem, then it's not going to be that big of a deal. And you see on screen, he doesn't bring the Gorgas. Let me talk about my opponent's team for a second. He's got the Terrakion, the Meloetta, the Mew, the Klefki, the Tentacruel, and the Mega Altaria. So far, we've not had a problem with Mega Altaria. Terrakion comes in and throws off big-ass hits against my team. Meloetta throws off big-ass hits against my team. And Tentacruel is annoying for my team. So that's what I know. Going straight into the battle. He does not bring the Talonflame this week. He brings the Klefki instead. And pretty much looks like he brings the exact same team as he brought in our last match. Except for the Talonflame, he brings the Klefki. Could be hazard stacking, could not be. His only rocker, well, I guess he's got 2 rockers in Terrakion and Mew. He's got a Rapid Spinner. He could very well bring hazard stack this week, but I do have the Fortress and a Crobat, so maybe not. I guess I can just talk about my team now. I'm not going to talk about the benched threats. Anyways, my team, like I said, sub, bulk up, Horn Leech, Steel Strike, or Smart Strike, excuse me, Tapu Bulu, and the Smart Strike there for the Mega Altaria, which walls me infinitely. And I guess it's pretty cool for the Klefki as well, especially if I'm behind the sub and bulked up. I have enough speed. I'm setting at 260 speed. It's a bit weird, but what it is it allows me to outspeed some non-boost, let's see here, like Adamant and Modest natured mons on his team, and lets me to set at just a little bit above a little bit invested Mew, just in case he's got a slow Mew and it's got a Will-O-Wisp or something. I'd like to outspeed that and potentially sub in front of it. Max attack this week with the Life Orb. Since I don't have the Swords Dance, I want it to be a little bit more offensively invested, and with a Life Orb in case I can't get a bulk up on the field. Next up, we got the Suicune. My boy Sticks here rocking the leftovers. A very similar spread to last time we played. The same exact physically defensive stat with just a little bit more HP than we had last time. Same special attack investment. This time we have 0 speed because the speed investment we did last time made no difference whatsoever. So we drop off a little bit of that speed investment, put it in the special defense investment, and now we're rocking with a Suicune that's going to be a little bit stronger than last time, and it almost pulled a win out of his ass last time. So we got the Protect for leftovers recovery and grassy terrain recovery, so we can make good of our longevity since we don't have rest. We have the Scald, Calm Mind, and Roar. Pretty much the exact same set I brought last time, a little bit different EVs. This thing sets up once Tentacruel and Mega Altaria this weekend. Mew can come in and 1v1 me, perhaps with his own Calm Minds and Psyshock, but I do have the Roar, so I will have some mind games to play there. This weekend's awesome. Its defensive investment lets me take Banded Stone Edges. Like, I can come in on a Stone Edge, click Protect, and get just enough leftovers back to where I can survive the next Stone Edge and knock him out with the Scald, provided he's not Sash or something, or especially defensive invested. So last time we played, we brought a Dragon Dance 3 attacks Charizard with Dragon Claw, Fire Punch, and Iron Tail. Fire Punch was just barely, weak enough to not kill the Mega Altaria from like 19%. Flare Blitz will do the job if that scenario pops up again. We're losing Iron Tail. We're not fucking around with inaccurate moves in the playoffs. That's just it. We're not going to fuck around with Iron Tail anymore. So we got a Mega Charizard X with 196 speed EVs, 108 special defense EVs, 196 defense EVs, and 8 attack EVs with the Adamant Nature, Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Flare Blitz, and Roost. This set, it's cash. I built it last time exactly the same, except I had Fire Punch over Flare Blitz, and I had Iron Tail over Roost. This one's going to be a little bit better, especially if I can weaken Mega Altaria. But actually 2 Dragon Dances up can knock out a Mega Altaria after Hazards, Spikes, and Stealth Rock, unless he is a defensive variant. This is if he's an offensive variant. However, if he is an offensive variant, I have nothing to worry about, as I do have the Fortress with the Occaberry and the Sturdy, Spikes, Volt Switch, Gyro Ball, and Rapid Spin. Max HP, max special defense with a Sassy Nature to make sure those Gyro Balls are hitting hard as fuck. And a little bit of defense investment, just in case he brings the Piloswine. I can maybe 3-hit KO it. Not last actually, but we got last of our defensive core, I should say. We got the Stunfisk here with the leftovers, the static ability, Stealth Rock, Discharge, Earth Power, and Toxic. Max HP, 128 defense EVs, and 132 special defense EVs with a Bold Nature. This gives me a very, very bulky Stunfisk, and it take hits, can take Banded Stone Edges like nothing. It takes hits from Meloetta like nothing, bar crits and whatnot. Basically, his team can't do damage to Stunfisk with what he brought. And it's also a really good check to Talonflame, which he doesn't bring, and can just throw off those nice Toxics. So, yeah, that's that. Another, I guess not another. But last but not least here, we have a Timid Frostlass with enough speed to outspeed Mew, base 100s. Max HP and 80 speed or 80 special defense EVs. Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, Taunt, and Pain Split. I got Pain Split here because the Tentacruel was a problem last time. I would like to be able to Pain Split up on it and get some HP back if it's beating me down. Taunt is nice. I can lead with this thing and prevent Toxic Spikes or Stealth Rocks, potentially. And it hits Mew and Mega Altaria super effectively, so that's nice. Got the leftovers for longevity, like I said. In the divisional round against Curtis, I really wished I had Pain Split and leftovers on my Frostlass this week. I'm bringing them, and hopefully we can do something with that. Without further ado, let's hop into the battle. So I'm going to lead Stunfisk because he's only got one thing that matches up well against it, and that is the Tentacruel. As I can Toxic everything else, Earth Power the Klefki or the Terrakion, and then discharge some other things as well. Nothing wants to be paralyzed in this game, let me tell you. So he throws off the Toxic there as I get up my rocks. Here I'm fearful of Spike setting, so I don't want that to happen. I'm just going to click the Earth Power though, just in case he wanted to stay in or switch to Tentacruel to Rapid Spin. He goes into the Meloetta, and I'm going to hard switch out into my Fortress. And he's going to go out into Tentacruel, as I think I Volt Switch out here. Get a critical hit. I don't think it really matters, though, as Tentacruel still eats that, and it's not going to take any damage from Frostlass anyway. Here I'm going to go for the taunt, predicting the Clef Key to come in, and he does make that play. So getting that right was really hype, as he goes for the foul play here and gets paralyzed. So nice, the Clef Key T-Waver getting paralyzed there, that's really hype. Almost went for the Toxic here, but ultimately decided that I'll just throw off a Discharge in case he went into Tentacruel. I didn't want to get a dead play there. He's just going to roost it up here, and I'm actually going to predict him to switch out here as he just goes for the return and gets the damage off, predicting my Volt Switch. So he gets me there. I could have went for the Gyro Ball, couldn't pull the trigger on that though. Didn't know if he'd stay in here though. So a bunch of 50-50s here, and he's getting some of them right, and I'm getting some of them right. We're having a nice first 11 turns there, minus the crit on Tentacruel, which didn't really matter at all. So here I'm going to go for the Earth Power. It does 23 to Mega Altaria, giving me some information about his spread, but not much. Easily just switching out to my Fortress again. I'm taking around 20% each time, so it's a 5-hit KO maybe. Just going to set up a spike here as he decides to get a roost up, and then switches out into the Tentacruel. I cannot allow him to spin, so I'm going to go hard out into my Frostlass here as his Scald gets disabled, but he picks up the burn. So a lot like our last match, there's I got the disable and the crit on the Tentacruel, and he gets the burn on the Frostlass, so a lot of hacks. It's expected when we play. We can't have a fair game. So my opponent, I don't know what he goes for there, but I go into my Stun Fist, so it didn't really matter what he went for because it wasn't going to do anything. Here he goes into his Meloetta as I just click the Earth Power again. And I'm going to opt to stay in and click Earth Power again because I could potentially get a high roll and knock him out. Unfortunately, I don't. And Toxic Damage is going to bring me just in range of Shadow Ball, Spec Shadow Ball here. So he has confirmed Specs, which only does a maximum of 50% to my Charizard, 52% I think. So I can eat that. Dragon Dance up. I didn't know if he was faster, so I actually wanted him to not be faster. Wanted him to be faster. But here he goes into his Clef Key and goes for the Thunder Wave. I got that information after the fact. But he went for the Thunder Wave here to paralyze me. But he's going to be fully paralyzed on the same turn that he tries to to paralyze me to prevent my sweep. I roost off the Psychic here, but it shows that the Mew is looking very offensive. And then he reveals the Genesis Supernova, Genesis Supernova, I believe is what it's called. And I realized that I couldn't roost off the Psychics anymore because of the Psychic terrain. So I'm just going to Flare Blitz, knock out the Mew, surprisingly. So it seems he was no Bulk Mew, as I was no offensive investment Charizard, and Flare Blitz still picked up the KO. And he goes into the... Well, first of all, I'll die to Recoil. Go into my Frostlass in case he went into his Mega Altaria, so I would have a sack in case he didn't. I switch out into my Fortress as he reveals he is indeed probably a banded Stone Edge, and then this damage confirms it as I actually roared him out, predicting him to switch into his Tentacruel. So a bit unfortunate there for me, as I could have protected there. I probably should have protected there just to get a little bit more HP back, so that was a misplay on my part. But I go out to the Fortress to prevent the spin, go for the Shadow Ball, get the Spadef drop. It didn't matter, but he goes for the Scald there. No crit, so nothing too game-changing yet. But still, nonetheless, a clean game would be nice from time to time. And here he's going to bring back in his Terrakion. Now, I'm just going to stay in and click the Shadow Ball. Maybe Ice Beam was my best play going for a freeze. But Shadow Ball, did more damage. So I was going to go into that. I'm going to hope he's Choice Banded here. The damage proved he was earlier. So I'm just going to go straight for the Smart Strike. Does almost 50% to the Mega Altaria. I'm just going to stay in right here and click it again. And now it looks like he might have to lock himself into Poison Jab to knock me out. If Stone Edge can't knock me out. I haven't did the calcs yet, but my calcs eventually said that I could live, barely, but I live nonetheless, and Tapu Bulu is going to be able to finish up the game. So that's going to be a good game to A1. Jonathan, coach of the Gainesville Gallades. So yeah, man, good game. And yeah, that's that. We're gonna be moving on to the Iwata Cup, the finals of the Pokemon Battle Federation Season 5, with a narrow 2-0 victory against our buddy Jonathan and his Gainesville Gallades. Let me know what you thought about the battle. Let me know what you thought about the prep on both sides. Specs Meloetta and Banded Terrakion, that's a problem. I really like how he builds with a Specs, a Bander, a setup, and then like a defensive core with something like Mew. Insane. However, we're going to be able to pick up a victory here. Tapu Bulu's putting in the work for the playoffs. Got surprised, blindsided last week, and then comes back this week and puts in the work. So, yeah, good game again to Jonathan. Let me know what you thought about the battle, the prep, the et cetera, and some of the calcs, because there's some slivers of HP living. Like, I lived the Genesis Supernova on like 8% or something with my Zard. Excuse me, that was pretty cool. So, yeah, let me know what you thought about the battle. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.